Okay, so let's start working on our scenery. The one thing what you want to do is start new scenery. If you do any modification, even you just take camera and move it, you'll notice its enable options tell you some modification done. So if I go click new and I'll select default, by the way, you notice right here, this is Visual Browser. And because we enable options was enabled for Visual Browser, we can see, and I like this better because we can preview. So I'll just select default. You notice it's come up and says, do you want to save it? So if any modification done, the view will detect and modify. So currently I don't want it. I'll just create brand new scenery. And next what I want to do is just create maybe something else. But let's look what we have right here on our creation on our left tab. First, you notice we have it water. If we right click, we can create ground plane, clouds, new dv11, rain, and snow. So right now I already have it my ground plane, so I don't want to create it, not yet water. Next, we also have it primitives, where we can use sphere, cylinder, cube, pyramid, cone, torus, plane, and alpha plane. The alpha plane is one of the fun because we can use the animations, we can use it distance tree, anything, and we'll utilize this quite a bit with using alpha planes. We also can create this simple text, which is kind of nice. You just press creating text, okay, and let's create it in 3D kind of adjustment text right here. Okay. We also look and we can create a different type of terrain. We have it by default standard. If we right click, we have it procedural, and we have it also procedural terrain preloads. So this way it will, if we click its open window, where we have it infinity terrains, and we already have it some pre-made different type of the procedure terrains. You can also save your own library and load it this way as well. We have it plans, where we have it preloaded selected plans or open windows. Same, we have it the rocks, selected rocks, or we can click and select specific rocks if we wanted. As well, we have it meta clouds, and meta clouds is a little bit different from the normal cloud layer because this is more think about object volumetric objects. Okay, so we have right here planets, splines, we have it particle systems, effectors. We also have and this is different effectors and ventilators right here. So we have it preloaded objects. We already have it from our library. Different type of the lights. We also can group, apply different Boolean operations, and this is kind of will appear if we have it like objects. For example, we have two spheres. We need to select these two spheres, and now you can see we have a Boolean operations enabled, which is simple, same difference, unions, and intersection. And also we have it meta blobs, and meta blobs we can create by default, or if we right click, we can use to create hyper texture. Okay, so let's cancel. Okay, and next we have a drop object. So let's look a little bit on a dropped object right now. So I'm going to delete it, and right here I'm creating cube. So if I take this cube and I want to place it on a terrain, I just need left click and it's place it my cube. This is normal drop. But we have right here dot, it's mean right action of the mouse will available, and right action will be have a smart drop. So the smart drop is meaning it will detect position of the object below and try realign. Many times when I create scenery and maybe I don't see it, I want readjust my object to this. So I go right here and I just right click, and you notice it is find these 2 points and realign my object based on this. So it is not just drop object to closest, it's also realign my object to match what is smart kind of positioning. So it's what happened with gravity. So again, if I use like even right here, and I'm just using normal drop, you can see it's kind of hanging in the air. But if you want to do naturally, for example, imagine this is maybe some cliff and this is small walk path, and I want to do natural. So I just right click And there you go, we have a more natural look for this. Okay, so this is our drop. Okay, let's look on some options and creating. So right here we have a terrain. Let's add a water level, and you see right here we have a sea material. Currently, let's leave it default. We'll come back after in the material editor to check this. Our preview we can view right here. We can go ahead, and if we want to add some objects, we'll do in a second. Text. Now let's go ahead, add text. We'll just leave it as default of view 11. So let's do right here, increase in size. And one thing you notice when I start work with this, I just click on the corners. Again, check the Gizmo tutorial if you want to see how this all the options is working. So I'm going right here. And this is maybe, see, like showing my camera angle. So I know this is out of the camera angle. So I'll move and place it so it will fit inside my camera. Kind of a little bit floating. Let's loading materials and maybe select yellow mirror, or mirror maybe won't look very good at this case. We'll go to metals. Okay, and as a metals, let's select maybe painted rust metal. So right here we created. Okay, we can also go in and select, let's select standard terrain, and you notice it's kind of created overlay. I just rule mouse, zoom in and out with my mouse. You also can use it key shortcuts, or just go right here and click on icons. It depends. I do recommend, if you don't have it scroll mouse. It will help a lot. So I'm clicking on a yellow, drag away, and I'm just skewing right here, kind of stretching actually my terrain. Okay, next, you remember we say about clipping. You notice I'm going underground and it's kind of disappear because I says clipping material underground. But also I notice right here clipping occur, and that's what I like to see. I'll take the axis, go up, and see when it's clipping kind of stops. So I will stop right here at this point. Let's modify materials, and I'm just going preloaded. I'll just go select maybe default for the ground. Okay, we can go and select a plant. So let's right click, just cherry tree. The cherry tree become a little bit too small, so I will make unbelievably large. So create a huge tree. Place maybe somewhere around here. Same, we can create a rocks, planets, any other effect. And when we're done, we'll just go render to the screen. And let's render. And right here, we very fast created some very simple scenery by utilizing this object. So let's, in our next tutorials, we'll look closer on each of them. So continue exploring and see some properties. Of course, they are more depth if you're going on each of them. And overall, think about this, we'll just overlook on them so you become familiar. And when we start working more closer with them, you feel kind of familiar with them, so you know what the meaning each of them.